What's up, guys? I'm going to make a little response video to David Clarke here, because he's made a bunch of PDFs and a bunch of claims about me that just aren't true. But I'm gonna talk about him a little bit. I might save this later and show it. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this video. Okay, so he brings up this thing and says that I call him a heretic. But, it is what it is. If you're a full preterist, and if you teach predestination in a way that is not what the early church taught, then yeah, it's going to be heresy. Like, that is what it is. Like, you're not going to, if you're not teaching Orthodox, and I'm not talking Eastern Orthodox, I'm talking like, if you're not teaching Orthodox theology, then yeah, you are going to be heterodox, which leads to heresy if you do not recant. And he doesn't want to recant that, so that's heresy. Alright, so he's going to say, he says that I am he says that I called James Stewart Russell a full preterist, and that's not true. Okay, so what happened was I did mistype. And, he says that I'm ignorant, arrogant, and obnoxious, rude, vulgar, arrogant, and a know-it-all, right? But if I was arrogant and prideful up to my wazoo, then would I not wouldn't I never admit that I made a typo? Like, that's ridiculous. So whatever, man. Like, it's stupid. Like, yeah, I made a typo. I said James Stewart Russell is a full preterist, and he isn't actually. He does have a continual thing going on, but he is a almost full preterist. Like, basically like 98% a full preterist, like whatever. So, I did make a little mistake there, and I admitted it. I told him, like, hey, I did make a mistake there. Great catch, But apparently that makes me arrogant and all sorts of stuff, but whatever. Okay. So I explained predestination to David, right? I was talking to him about this. And, I showed him that nobody taught predestination the way he's taught it until the 1500s. Until, like, John Calvin and Martin Luther, right? Because that's what he's done. He's like, giving you John Gill and some other Reformed people. And, it is what it is. Like, you're teaching predestination, but you're teaching it from the Reformed perspective. And that's only from the 1500s, so it's like 500, 600 years old, It is what it is. Like, I don't know how else to tell you that. It is what it is. Like, it's not the same way that the early church taught predestination. They taught libertarian free will. Like, they taught free will. Like, you make your own decisions. That's what it is. Like, it is what it is. But, apparently that's just terrible. That's terrible that I've just said something that's factual. Ooh, scary. What else? So what else did I write here? He mentioned my arguments with Don Preston as a reason that he's not going to engage with the arguments anymore. Like, okay, whatever. Like, that's just a lame excuse. Like, my arguments with Don Preston are arguments with Don Preston. They're not arguments with David Clarke, right? So, like, and I haven't really been rude to him. Like, he's saying that I'm rude and stuff. It's just that he can't answer the arguments. And so what's happened is he's trying to make excuses, and then he's going to call me, a butthead for putting out facts. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm sorry you can't engage truthfully. Like, sorry. Too bad, so sad. So what else? Like, he had this other thing. I guess he has a son that, is gay, I guess. I'm not totally positive about that. He can correct me if I'm wrong on this. But, anyways, he's got this whole thing, like, he was asking his son, Isaac, about a book for his other son, about homosexuality. And I don't really think that his son that is gay is going to read this book to begin with, but, like, I just, like, explained how I dealt with stuff as a pastor, when I was a pastor, when I was a youth pastor, when I was an assistant pastor, I dealt with it a few times with people they'd come to me for counseling, so I'd be like, yeah, let's talk about it. Like, you know, I would do that. Like, and I just did that and that. And for some reason, David Clarke has decided to make it out like I am some evil person for just like counseling people and being a pastor to people. Like, what? Okay, whatever, dude. What else? So, let's see. Lastly, what was it? Oh, he makes this claim that I was racist about evangelizing to people in Pakistan. Like, what? No. That's ridiculous. I said to him something to the extent of like, if you're going to share our discussion and discourse to people like, in Pakistan, like at least be honest about it. Don't lie about me and like make up stuff that I didn't actually say, Like that's actually, what I said. But he's gonna make this really bad claim that, that he's made it's like some stupid claim like that I'm racist because I don't want him to evangelize to these Pakistani people. Like, I don't care if you evangelize to Pakistani people. Like, that's great. If you preach the truth to people, that's great. Like, whoop-de-doo. Like, I would love to go evangelize to people that are open to the gospel in Pakistan. That sounds great. Like, but, like, if you're gonna lie about me in these discourses, then you shouldn't be evangelizing because it's not evangelism. It's just crap. But yeah, so it's ridiculous. Like, I'm sorry, David. Like, you're making ridiculous arguments, and then to top it off, you're a reformed full preterist. Those are two of the most contradictory things that you could possibly put together, especially if you hold to the Westminster Confession of Faith. I think it's Article 3, where it's about predestination and election. So, sorry, it's not going to work with that, obviously. Let's see, I'm going to look at the comments for a second. Okay, Lori says, how did the first century church teach predestination? So they pretty much, I'm gonna butcher this a little bit, but I'm gonna try to make it as simple as possible. So what they taught was that God has a plan for salvation, and you can either get on that plan or not. It's more about the plan and not the man. Okay, so that's basically what it is. Like, God knows what you're gonna do. He's omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent, but he gives libertarian free will to everybody. That's the gift of free will. So he knows what you're gonna choose, but you're the one that's going to make the decision. It's not that he is making the decision for you, which is what Calvinism would ultimately have to admit if they were honest. Okay? And yeah, Michael, you're right. Full preterism and the Westminster Confession do not work together. Sam Frost saw that, and he was right about that. But yeah, I just this whole thing is just another example of dishonesty from full preterists. Like, it happens all the time. I'll be talking to them. I'll be pretty respectful. I try to be at first until they start to make up lies. Then I start to get a little ticked off because I don't like when people lie all the time. It's just really annoying. And if you're not going to engage in civil discourse, like Ed Stevens, he manages to do proper discourse, but apparently David Clarke cannot do it because he's talking to me and his son and his son Isaac, and I'm just over here like, okay, let's talk about this. And then when I talk about it, he's like, oh, you're a heretic. I talk like this because I'm from Britain, and you're a bad person because you don't agree with everything that I say. Oh, boogie boo 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 doo. Like, okay, well, that's it. Okay, we don't agree on something, but that makes me arrogant, rude, condescending. Okay, whatever. Alright, so that's all I gotta say, guys. And David, if you're reading this, maybe work on your debate tactics because it's not working. Like, you're just kind of making up stuff, and it's not really it's not working out, dude. Like, I was trying to be like respectful with you, but now you're bringing up like my discussions with Don Preston. Like, who cares? Like, who cares what I say about Don Preston? Like, David Clarke, if that's your deal, like whatever, man. It's so ridiculous. Like my discourses with Don Preston are not the same as discourse with David Clarke. Like, first of all, Don Preston lies about me in every sentence. So, like, yeah, I'm gonna talk about that. But like, until now, things were pretty respectful with me and you, David. But now it's not. So, you know, if you're gonna lie about me, then why should I engage in conversation with you? You know, it's so ridiculous. Um, all right, so let's see. Michael Erickson says, "But Lance, if you talk in a British accent, you're automatically more intellectual." Laugh out loud. Yeah, I guess so. I don't. I guess that the accent is not fake. I guess he is from the UK. Like, you know, I I don't. You know, he's kind of got this. I don't know. I've always thought of like that accent. When I think of British accent, I kind of think of the way he talks. Actually, um, like, "Oh, jolly good, poppycock. Oh yes, indeed." You know, I don't know. I can't do a British accent very good. Okay, and I'm not. I'm gonna try not to make fun of David Clarke because you know I have this probably really thick. I don't know if it's a thick Texan accent, but I do have a Texan accent, I guess. So yeah, it is what it is. Um, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say though. That's the end of my rant. But thanks for watching. And David, like, if you're not gonna engage in like actual discourse that you know is truthful, then I don't want to engage with you anymore. Like, I'm sick of full preterists not being able to engage. Honestly, it's ridiculous. Alright, peace out. God bless everybody.